Hello and welcome to this Android Adventure tutorial brought to you by North Border Software. My name is Gary, and in this sixth and final part of the Android development series looking at pinch, zoom and panning, we're going to impose some limits on the boundaries onto the panning itself. So what we want to do is try and eliminate this white space that occurs when we pan the image, especially when it's actually larger than the view itself. So we want to pan around. When we actually come to lock the x coordinates, we're actually on this side. We want to lock it to the left hand edge here. You'll see if the image is actually shrunk, we've got a potential situation when we lock it on the left hand edge here. We've still got some white space on the right. We're actually going to put another boundary or lock on the right hand side here, so you can actually get a situation where the image is constantly jittering at a very high rate, and we don't really want that to happen. So you could, if you want to keep this image in a situation where you can shrink it less than its original size, then you'll need to disable these limits and these boundaries, so you'll need to put some control code in to do that. That can get quite complex really in the context of this tutorial. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is just change the minimum zoom here to 1.0. You'll see a lot of apps that put these limits in actually do limit the image size to minimum zoom to 1.0 anyway. So that's the first change I've actually made. The next set of changes really are with just down in the canvas and the onDraw method. So what I need to do is actually just modify the x and y coordinates or the positions to ensure that if the left hand edge is showing some white space on the left hand side, then we'll just set that to 0. Likewise, if the image is showing some white space on the right hand side, we actually want to set that equal to the image width multiplied by the scale factor. We need to then take off the screen width or the view width as well. So those are the adjustments that we need to make. So I'm just going to put some if statements in here to actually make those changes in the x direction. So just below canvas save, we'll go and put those statements in. Now I need to multiply it by -1, and then I'll check to see if that's less than 0. And if it is, then I'm just going to set the position to 0. Okay, so now we need to do the right hand edge, and so we need to just check to see if it's actually less than the image width multiplied by the scale factor minus the screen width itself. And again, we're going to multiply at the -1, so we'll just do a check to see if that result is actually greater than the image width multiplied by scale factor minus the screen width. And just get the view width or screen width in this case, and it would just be get width method. And in this case, as I said, I'll set the x coordinates to the image width and multiply the scale factor minus the screen width multiplied by -1. Okay, so what we can actually do is a very similar thing for the y coordinates. So we're just going to check it against the height now. So I can just copy most of this code, just paste it in here, and we'll just go ahead and just change this for the y. And this will be image height. I just need to check against the height here. Save down here. Okay, so there's actually just one more piece of control code I need to put in for this particular app. You'll notice that when the image loads, there's all this white space that's down here. So I really don't want to invoke the or let's say I just want to lock the image to the top of the screen. Always set the M position to so the position in the Y direction to 0 whenever the image height multiplied by the scale factor is actually less than the screen height. Otherwise you'll get a situation where the image bounces up and down the screen. So that's something I just need to adjust now. So it's just another if statement I need to put in there. It'll be the member for image height. And if that is true, then all I need to do is actually just set the member position Y equal to 0. And that's all there is to do. You kind of override in the X and Y positions detected with the touch gesture and just send them off before the translate. So what I'll do now, we'll just give this a quick test. Okay, so I've got the image loaded here. You can see I'm just trying to drag this up and down to the sides and it won't budge at this point. So what I need to do is just zoom it in a little bit. Very awkward to do on the emulator. Okay, so you can see now I haven't quite filled the y-axis, but you can see whether I can't drag it down, and you can see I'm just panning to the limits on the side there. What I'll do is just going to make it even bigger so it fills the whole screen. So now I can actually pan up. So that pans to the bottom of the image, that pans to the top, and I can pan each to the side. So we've actually placed those panning limits on the app itself. So that's actually concludes this series for now. What I'll do, I'll just quickly zoom into the code here, so you've got a view of the changes we actually did. And I've done it again. I've just shut down the Java for the pinch pan zoom activity. So let's just have a quick look. So aside from adjusting the scale factor, this is just the code really for the X and Y positions. So I'll conclude this tutorial set here for now. We've had a good look at how to pinch, zoom and pan within Android over the 6 tutorials. So hope you found it useful, and catch you in the next set. Goodbye for now. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you find this tutorial useful. All the project files and source code are available for download on my website. Thank you.